team of support and prayers for Honorable Arati, because I personally know him. That's the background, and I've been a pastor to him and the wife, Honorable Robert Monda is also an elder whom I know. He's also, I've been my church member at some point. And Momoima, of course, I know him from the meetings we had before, but he's not my church member. I know he belongs to the church. But I want to appreciate these three gentlemen who are committed into transforming our Kisii County. And when God is given that priority, things go well. Just one text to put it in perspective. The book of Proverbs chapter 14 verse 34 says something that like this: righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. In the context of politics, I will say this, that righteousness, doing the right thing, will exalt our county. But when we engage in vices or stuff, things that destroy the integrity of leadership, it completely destroys our people. So our intention as diasporans, and I know the Gusii people, is that we may have a leadership of integrity, a leadership that can be counted on in transformation of lives of people in Gusii. And that's why we have committed ourselves as diasporans. And, coming in here should not be a disappointment, but something that will exalt the Gusii nation, and also be confident that we have a leadership that respects people and cares about people. And that's why we are here on that respect. And that should be taken seriously, because one thing about diaspora people, they are very serious people in terms of what they say and what they want to see. So that is my prayer and my text to this meeting, and to the honorable members, that we are looking forward for a leadership of integrity, a leadership of transformation of lives, and a leadership that exalts righteousness. That's what God will bless. So with those remarks, allow me to have a word of prayer. Wherever you are, let's bow and pray. Heavenly Father, we are grateful this morning to be in this meeting where our brothers and sisters from especially Gusii land have come together from the ends of the world to be able to look into how we can be able to support and make sure that the leadership and transformation of people in Gusii is real and possible. With all the challenges that are ahead of this team, we want to invoke your presence, because wherever you are invoked in the righteousness of your word, things work in a direction that will honor you, God. We pray that the choices of people may be in harmony with your will, and whatever we'll have in discussion here may also foster that relationship between diaspora and the Gusii land, and how we can make a change, a transformation to make Gusii an icon of the nation of Kenya. These three men that you have given the opportunity to come together, they are but human, and they may be ambitious about the leadership, but we pray that, Father, you may rest your blessing upon them. And if it's your desire and will, we do believe that they are going to lead the Gusii nation in a manner that can honor and bring glory to you. Now lead us in this meeting today, and let you be given a glory at the end of it, that this may be one of those evidences of your presence and evidences of success. Let your will be done. For these things we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Pastor Ezra. I'm not sure whether you mentioned where you minister now. We may have some of our members wanting to
I can quickly interject. I am working in the Kansas and Nebraska conference in a city called Wichita City. I'm pastoring 3 churches. It's multicultural, so I'm having people from all over ends. But we have a few Kenyans there and others where I also minister in Kansas City. We have a huge number over there that I go, the Africans in Kansas City. So I have the connection, Wichita and Kansas City.
Those who are in those areas, please make sure next Sabbath you attend. I shall be taking roll call. Thank you very much. Very well indeed. All right. Now, next, please allow me to welcome. This setup we have here is a result of work of a group of volunteers who have volunteered themselves and their time and resources to support the Honorable Simba Arati's campaign. And that team is led by Brother Richard Mukua. So if you allow me, please, to welcome Richard. I'm not sure whether he has the ability to come on screen, and then he can welcome our guests. Like I said, we shall have them. There you go, Richard. Present. We shall have a real, true town hall setup session, and then we shall have a Q&A. So if you have any questions, please, just hold on to them. You get a chance to ask later. For the guests at home, people are complaining that they can't see. They are seeing more of the ceiling than yourselves. I guess they want to know that you've been going to the gym. That yes, all right, that's much better. All right, gym. All right, so now you, okay, I think that's perfect right there. All right, very good. All right, Brother Richard, please proceed. Richard is the team leader of this volunteer team that has been working to put this thing together. I welcome you, Brother Richard Mukua. Thank you. Yeah, I think you're on mute. You may want to unmute yourself.
Yep, got it. I thank you very much, Brother Laban, and the rest of the volunteer team members. It is a privilege for me to be a group volunteer team lead for this group. And I thank you very much, Pastor Kioma, for the introduction and appropriate prayer that you have given for this morning and evening for the this community. So without much ado, I would like to thank all the audience members that have joined us this morning. And this evening, it's nighttime in Kenya. And I would also like to acknowledge the volunteer team members that are here with us, and also the media houses that have joined us this morning. Thank you, Mheshimiwa and your team, for taking your time, your busy time in Kenya. We know it is very busy. You are really having a lot of work to make your campaigns a success. We would like to welcome you to our audience of diaspora members of the Kisii community in the United States. All of us in the diaspora have the roots in Kisii, and we will like our community to succeed. And definitely we need leaders with fortitude, integrity, and ability to make our community successful. We will like to have this opportunity to have our members, our diaspora community, to listen to the leadership from Kisii so that they can be able to make their decision and be able to connect with their leadership in Kisii so that they can be able to so that they can be able to connect with their communities back home and be able to help their families back home. Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa Simba, for taking your time from your busy schedule to come and listen, and as well as have a conversation with the Diaspora Kisii County men and women during this time when the county is seeking to elect new leadership. We are privileged to have you in our team with us. Without much further ado, I now take this opportunity to welcome you to the Kisii community in the United States so that you can be able to address them and introduce your team members that have joined you to address this ambitious community in the United States that are seeking to support you and in your endeavor to lead our community to prosperity. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Richard, and the whole panel. for this important occasion that I'm joining with you this evening. I wanted just to point out that with me here, I'm joined with my brother, Senator Onyonka, who is running for the seat of Senator, my brother Monda, Dr. Unsare Robert, and there is a team. My brother, there is another brother of mine here, brother Captain Bati is with me here. Isaboke, Steve, you know him. Kingi, there is another gentleman called Kingi Maros as well, and Cyprian Nyamwam. So we've been having a tight day. We were meeting with 120 aspirants, ODM aspirants, who have filled their papers for purpose of nomination. Therefore, we have a whole day with them. It's now that we have released them and traveling back to Kisii. They were in Nairobi this morning. Allow me to thank you and state that I'm delighted to be with you at this important meeting of Diaspora, friends, family of Kisii County. On behalf of my family, my campaign team, I would like to sincerely thank the organizers of this meeting. Also, I want to point a number of items that I wanted just to let you know before we get into the discussion, and I will allow my brothers, Senator Senator Nyonka and my deputy to talk after I've done my bit. Allow me to go ahead and say I would like to sincerely thank the organizers of this meeting. Also, join us today in this function. I know your time is very important, and therefore your presence here makes me imagine that you have the love of our county as well of our country, and more so our county of Kisii in some of very important thoughts of having the love and the dear love of loving our county, Kisii. Second, I want to state that as a native of Kisii, I deeply care about the future of our community. But before I get into really why I care more of my community, I wanted just to indicate that and to let you know that my full names for those ones, the number of those ones who may not be knowing my full names, I'm Paul Simba Arati. I'm the current member of Parliament of the Great North. I've gone to school. I went to Regina Primary School, joined Nyamache Secondary School, finished from Suneka High School. Later on, I joined the Kenya Polytechnic, known nowadays as the Kenya Polytechnic University College, Technical University College. Afterwards, I proceeded to Jaramogi University, where I attained my degree in international diplomacy. As well, I've also have a second degree in the same field, masters, that I'm graduating. Probably it's because of Corona. I could have graduated a long time ago, but I've seen the schedules come out. I may be graduating in the month of April. Why I had to say this is because there's a lot of insinuation around about my school, and my colleagues who are around here. We have had a reverent discussion on issues of education of our county. But more important, I want to say that as a native of Kisii, I deeply care about the future of our community. In my political career, I've served as a member of parliament 10 years, 5 years as a councillor here in Nairobi. For those of you who are following politics in Kisii, probably you're aware of the development status of our county. In my assessment alone, I've discovered that we have performed poorly, not to the expectation of our people. Though there is little which has been done, and why we are coming in is that we want to see if we can enhance the institutional framework which can work. Though we have lost a lot of time and resources to develop our health facilities, education, infrastructure, water access, and environment. The essence of revolution, as it was envisaged in the Constitution, it was to ease the pressure from the national government, pressure of employment, pressure of proper management of resources. That's basically why we had to have devolved the government. But more important, after 10 years of devolution and devolved county government, our county has never featured anywhere nationally as a giant of development. And why? It's because of poor leadership. Having served us successfully in the leadership of Nairobi, the national capital, I feel my ability are now needed to serve my county, Kisii, as a second governor after our brother, my elder brother, James Ngwaya, who is leaving office. In this year's election, our people have really a chance to write the history, and we have history with our destiny. By rejecting the status quo and demand for leadership that is accountable to them. A leadership that will systematically reform our healthcare system, create job opportunities for youth and residents of Kisii, make better plans for our environment, build more roads, and improve the performance of our county. To change the trajectory and the pace of our development, we have to elect leaders who have demonstrated the ability to do the job. I have done it here in the city. I'll help our county develop, be recognized among top 10 in the country. I'm offering to lead by example, to build a meaningful future. I'll need partners, selfless partners who believe that our county can be a top performer in every metric of economics and social development. We can, and we'll do it together. The Kisii Diaspora is an important partner that I want to work with. And I'll stress on this because if you've checked on the disbursement, our brothers from the US and other places in the world, money that you remit into the country is significant. That contribute to development of our society. We can, and I want to say we can make it as a team. All of you, most of you, those ones who come from Kisii, most of you must have the likes of my brother Richard Okua. The other day when you were in the country, you realized that how time has elapsed, and indeed there is no much to show after the 25 years that you have been in the US. More important, I want to say my campaign has identified some of the areas that we think are necessary to highlight during this meeting as we ask for partnership and your support. Basically, what we are looking for is partnership and support in the three spheres. This morning, in our discussion, which I had with my brothers, there was one of my brothers, Cyprian, was telling the candidates that there is no loser in the winning team, and there is no winner in the losing team. And I believe in this, that there is no loser completely in this winning team. More importantly, in Diaspora Focus as partners, I want to just number of items, and I hope that you'll be able to have them because I know that there are questions which are coming after this. One is to create a county executive office for diaspora affairs, which has missed. Just missed before. That if it's important for us in the county, we will, with my DG, because we'll be sitting in there while the senator is checking and, is the overseer of the monies given to the county. We'll create that office for purpose of connecting with our brothers and sisters at the diaspora. This office will provide quick service to diaspora needs and keep governor connected with the diaspora community. This is what we are looking at. Number two, we want to come up with promote smart and secure economic investment in the country. We should create a way of enhancing diaspora financial remittance to make a long-lasting impact for our community. Some immediate thought I have the immediate ones which I have is to establish a Kisii Diaspora Bank microfinance, which some of our brothers who are in the US, they had started something small. It's called, with our brother Oenga, they had started a microfinance, but it was, it's the one which was started in the US. But we want to see if we can have one. You can imagine in Kisii, we have all the national banks, the 26 of them, plus Central Bank of Kenya. We opened an office in Kisii. Therefore, is a center of business. What if we had our own microfinance or a financial institution that take care of our coins within the county? Number two is to collaborate with the National Treasury to create Kisii County Infrastructure Development Bond. The only county and the municipal county which had a bond is Nairobi, but it died some time back. It's an important thing that if we have a bond, the county bond, which we can channel our resources and we can develop through it in loaning many institutions. Partnership in key sectors like education, health, art, and sports, water access involvement. Though education is a national government responsibility, we have ECD, earlier learning, earlier education, child development education, which is query under the county government. But nothing completely has happened. And if you check, even those teachers in issues of motivation, they earn hardly $100 per month for them to take our children through. My administration will do everything possible to encourage education excellency of schools and promote quality performance teaching. We'll introduce the Government Hall of Fame to recognize best performing teachers. It's also a responsibility of the governor out of his jurisdiction to make sure that from standard 1 or grade 1 all the way to the university, there is his hand. The hand that will make sure we have a generation we can depend on in the future, rather than what you are seeing at the moment. And even those ECD and all of you are learned individuals. If you Google, if you do research, only young babies start, development of child brain starts from their mother's womb. A quick joke that I normally make is a joke of parents playing music, soft music, to their pregnant mothers. They help in the child development, in brain development and opening. Therefore, that earlier age of 0 to 9, that's not the only time you are sure of the society being secure. But that's also the time now we can check the society completely is done, because there is no infrastructure in making it happen. Investment in information and communication technology, the ICT infrastructure utilization. My administration will promote the establishment of a strong ICT infrastructure to support efficient delivery of services like telemedicine, create IT jobs, providing technical and customer service support for international business. This one, on this point, I remember some time back, my brother was looking for some people here in the country. Now that you guys, you're getting this morning, we were to get some people. When you guys were asleep, we can literally watch over some farms. As long as we have Wi-Fi here and internet, we could also create opportunities for young people to work in Kenya, but paid by employers who are in the US. This through the infrastructure of ICT. Promote manufacturing industry. My administration will promote and establish of functioning factories, industries that will offer jobs for youth and residents. Our county must identify at least one product industry that will give us a competitive and advantage in the country and the international market. There are many factories which were anticipated by Governor Y to have been started. The factory of avocado, banana, coffee factories. We have 28 coffee factories. All of them, they are there. But it was a responsibility of county government to revive those coffee factories. I'm in the Agriculture Committee in Parliament. Every year, I get to Nebraska where Pastor Ezra is to sell coffee from Kiambu. When I get to Nebraska, tears flows out of my eyes, simply because seeing the 28 factories, nothing completely has happened. It could also be an avenue of job opportunities for our young people. We're going to realize that dream. Next time, God willing, in another 3 years, when I'm coming to Nebraska, I'll be selling coffee from Kisii. That's my dream. As it were, in all aspects of other products, because like China has opened the importation of avocado from the country. Surprisingly, is that we produced seeds from Kisii. They were germinated in Muranga. Grafting was done in Muranga. Now Muranga is the leading producer of hash avocado, whereas the seedlings or the seeds, they were gotten from Kisii. Avocados were gotten from Kisii. Avocados were gotten from Kisii. Then they were fermented. The seeds were moved from inside. Germination were done. Grafting done in Muranga, and now they are leading in the production. People they are selling, they are making good money. Indeed, in the country, Muranga is leading, even in terms of income generating. Our brothers from Central, they are working very hard in terms of those products. My dream is that one day I've started this program through the Ministry of National Irrigation Board. They gave me around 20,000 seedlings of avocado, which I've distributed across the counties, and a few farmers from Nyamira too. Sugar factory in South Mugango, which was a dream, which has not been realized. There are investors who have promised that they are going to invest in that factory. We help our people. As we are talking right now, there was chaos at the boundary of Transmara and the Kisii of unharvested sugar cane, which are mature. Therefore, guys went around and banned the whole plantation of sugar cane because there is no enough machinery to crush those sugar cane in the factory in Transmara. Promote international social partnership through sister cities. My administration will encourage and promote the sister city philosophy for capacity building in city town planning, emergency response, environment management, etc. We can do better by partnering and learning from the best that are there in the world. The other day in Kisii County, you can't imagine, there was fire incident. We had to get a firefighting machine or an engine from Yamira for it to come and put off the fire. Whereas our fire engine was down, it didn't have, I don't know if it didn't have fuel. When fuel was gotten, the driver was not there. The driver was found, the keys were not there. When the keys were found, water was not in the engine. Therefore, it's a sorry state. But then we will learn from the best practices on the management of disaster when they occur. With your partnership and the support in this campaign for the gubernatorial race, we want to promise that once our administration is elected, we shall immediately start working for our people to transform the development projects that will positively impact lives. We want to have partnership that we will all be proud of. This one would not be that is Arati's business. It will be our business as a community. Given that you are in the US, you are in Kenya, all over the world, it will be our business. We must set a model county for the country to adapt. And that is Kisii. That's my dream. With those few highlights of our campaign agenda and desire for a partnership with you, the diaspora, I want to yield a few minutes for my campaign team to greet you and say a few words. I'll start with my brother, the Deputy Governor, Dr. Monda, to address the panel.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Governor Simba Arati. My brothers and sisters in the diaspora, good morning. My name's Dr. Robert Unsare Monda, born in Nyaribari Chache, and I have been a member of parliament for that constituency in the 10th parliament. And after that, being a chair of parastatus in the government of Kenya, with the Kenya Accreditation Service being the year 2015 to 2017. And the latest was the Kenya Sese and Trypanosomosis Eradication Council, that is to eradicate the disease affecting animals and human. And that's where I have resigned from to join His Excellency Simba Arati as his running mate for the coming elections. I want to indicate that I'm a veterinarian by training, having gone through Nyankororo Primary School in Keum Division and Luru Secondary School for my O level, Murang'a High School for my advanced level, and then University of Nairobi for my undergraduate, and currently completing my master's in veterinary public health. Only delayed a little by these campaigns. I was headed to complete this training before mid-year, but this will be delayed because I have to concentrate on the campaigns. We are in partnership, and as you know, this is myself, the principal assistant of the governor. And what he has told you in the diaspora is what we envisage. We look forward to deliver to our people, so that I don't over-engage on what the governor has talked about. We are putting our heads together and addressing the concerns of our community. And as a devolved government, we are looking forward to addressing the concerns that affect our people in the Kisii County, and partner with our neighbors, our neighboring counties, for what is common amongst the counties that surround us. We shall share. I want to give an example here that we have health services that are involved, but to address concerns like the orthopedic services that are offered in hospitals away from our county, we look forward to partnering up, like Nyamira County together with Kisii. We do a hospital for our two counties, and we shall have addressed issues of pushing our patients out of Kisii to Tenwek, to Eldoret, to Nairobi, and a similar scenario for or situation for other conditions, be it diabetes, be it hypertension, be it cancer. We look forward to addressing this in the health sector. The same will apply in our economic activities, in agriculture. Nyamira and the Kisii are common agricultural activities, and we look forward to doing these activities together when we discuss with that county. We are looking forward to doing infrastructure, and we want to improve our road network, our lighting systems in our urban areas, and where possible, the residential areas in our county. We look forward to address, as Governor has talked in his address, that we shall do more of industrializing the county, so that we address the badly biting unemployment in our region. It is a problem of the entire country, and it affects many more countries, but we are looking forward to ways we can address the unemployment that we have in our region. And that's why we have this opportunity. We are going for this opportunity to address the concerns that affect our people. Our economic activities will have to address bananas. Governor talked about industrialization, but we need to address the banana production in our region, and look forward to turning the banana as a product into products that can last, that have longer shelf lives, and can sell out there without having a lot of it going into waste. Look at the banana harvest that would last for a short while, and our farmers will produce those bananas and take them to the markets, and the total payment for a whole banana harvested is 200, 150 shillings. And look at that. How does that change our economic situation as a people? So we want your support as I conclude, that we address the many, many concerns of our people. We are going into these elections, we are going into this office having realized that our people are suffering, and we cannot wait for heavenly creatures to come down and change our situation. We must step in, take it upon ourselves, and we have to do it in our time. So please join us, support us, not only to win the elections, but we need your support even more after winning the elections, and we move together in developing, changing the lives of our people, so that when our time is over, people will point to our time. People will point to us that we lived, and indeed we changed the lives of our population to betterment. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.
Let me pass it to Honorable Onyonka, my senator, because it's very clear what he'll do with us as we're moving forward as a count, because he'll be our watchdog. Good morning over there, good evening here. I hope all of you are well. I hope you can see me. Oh, okay. Turn this side. All right. No, it's all right.
We were seeing you okay, but it's all right. You can proceed.
Okay. I wanted to say that I'm happy to be part of this team and to be able to talk to you, because as many of you may know, I lived there for quite a number of years. For those who may not know me, my name is Richard Onyonka. I'm currently the Member of Parliament of Kitutu Church South constituency. I happen to be very lucky that I went to school. My primary school was Otamba Primary School. And then after that, I went to Kisii High School. And then St. Mary's Yala in CI. And then after that, I went to the University of Nairobi. Before I came to New York to come and try my life on many things. After New York, I went to North Carolina State University, where I finished what I was doing. I also became part-time lecturer. Very interesting. Of all languages, Kiswahili. And after that, I had finished and I came back, and I tried my hand in politics, lost twice. The third time, I became a Member of Parliament, and I've been elected in the church as a Member of Parliament for the last 15 years. The diaspora is an interesting community, because when I worked in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, it was one of the issues that was brought to my desk. So I'm very happy that Governor Simba is actually seized of the issue. We understand what your responsibilities are. We know what you have done. Everybody comes to Kisii and looks at the big buildings and the successful investments, and you look at an economy that is growing, and yet it looks removed away from the rest of Kenya. But it's because our community works hard, and you people send money to us. And indeed, we work very hard as a community to succeed. Our decision to join our brother Simba Arati, for me as a person, was because I felt I needed a team of individuals that we could work with, who were seized of the issues which were affecting our people, and especially a lot of money has come to the county. As of now, the Kisii County government in the last 9.5 years has received about 140 billion shillings as we speak. The major projects which are done in Kisii County are actually national government projects. In other words, if you were to do an audit, what the county government of Kisii has done in the last 10 years, it leaves a lot to be desired. If you leave politics out of it and just go through the very basic things that are required, the national Kisii Teaching and Referral Hospital has been done by the national government, including what is called Mother-Child Maternal Center, national government. The mortuary in Kisii was done by the University of Kisii. If you look at most of the projects within Kisii town, they're either
World Bank funded. Even the stadium has been done, Kisii Stadium, which we are all passionate about, has been done by the national government. President Uhuru last year actually gave us about 200 million. And I can go on and on and on. I think for us, we believe what we are saying. I believe that my brother Simba is going to become a hero out of this because of the fact that we must change Kisii. We can't have business as usual in Kisii. We can't have sewer running through the town where you have crime not being looked at. Even when we walk around the town center in Kisii town, you look at the children who are basically destitute. I'm so happy that Honorable Simba is passionate about it. He will occasionally feed them and clothe them. We want a compassionate governance. We want a respectful governance. We want a government that will be accountable to its people. As the senator, my job is to audit what the Simba government will do. And we have discussed openly and sincerely and said, we will be following each other, advising each other, making sure that we deliver. The events and the things which have been taking place in Kisii County must stop. Immediately, I hope and I know that Honorable Simba is seized of this. We could take 10 hours to discuss what's wrong with our county. But the opportunities exist. Farming is our mainstay. You know, it is so unfortunate that in Kisii, a community that has always kept animals, as you heard Dr. Monda talk, we don't have a milk processing plant. The Kisii community is a net import of milk, net import of eggs, net import of potatoes, net import of poultry, net import of everything. And yet we are the most hardworking people. And yet we know what can be done. We need a diaspora community of yourselves so that if you can come and join us and bring in your expertise. Many of you have been to school, very good schools. Many of you would want to participate and contribute. I don't think that our team is promising big things. We want to do the small things first. Make sure that Kisii town, which right now is water is passing through the town to the tune of 22 million liters a day. And yet, why do you see people carrying jerry cans in Kisii town selling water? Because money for pipes was stolen. When you look at our health facilities, all the health facilities are really beautiful buildings. And yet what do you find in there? There are no medicines, the doctors are not on time, the nurses' morale is low, workers are not treated well, allowances are not being paid, communal, clan arrangements are made on who is to manage money, who is not managing money, which doctor should be on duty or not. We want those things to stop. We want, when you come from the US, if you wanted a job and you can perform, if you do an interview and you're qualified, you don't have to bribe me. You don't have to bribe Governor Simba. You get hired on merit. We know there are cases where the governor will have to behave politically by helping either the marginalized or people who are not able. But the truth is, as a community, we can do it. As a people, we can manage our businesses. If you look at what you've done in America, go to Atlanta, go to Minnesota, go to North Carolina, go to New York, go to New Jersey. You are people who can do it. And yet, when you come to our home, everything is helter-skelter. So for me, I would like to say thank you so much for looking for us. We will engage you. If you ask us to come and see you in the US, we'll come. If many of you would like to come and visit us, please come. We ask for your support. You know, Honorable Simba is a young man. Please give us material support and any other support you can give us. Tell your people at home in Kisii, the diaspora in Tanzania, the diaspora in Mombasa and everywhere. We want to change Kisii County. Honorable Simba Arati means well. Honorable Monda, a man we highly respect, will be a man who will carry this ship and make sure that he's steady. And we promise you that we're going to make sure we deliver for our community, if not for our generations to come.
Allow me before I hand over to the other side, just to mention something that Honorable Onyonka has just indicated. I want to say it could not be that I know Governor Ngwai must have meant well for our county. But then the vultures were so many that even the defeated him at control. We may kill him for no good reason. But those people, especially in the corruption section, corruption is thriving in Kisii, like Livanzoia. You know, it flows down River Butcher. You can imagine, you know, and when the governor, even if the governor, you are so good, you have thieves all over, unless you ask for assistance from elsewhere. But we are going to stamp authority. We make sure resources are properly managed. That's what I forgot to mention. But more importantly, you know very well, all of you come from Kisii, that shelter is another issue. Shelter has become an issue, and in this century, you can imagine people they are living in some grass-thatched houses. But those grass-thatched houses, some have done what do you call this? Patches. Patches of nylon. You can imagine that state of affairs in these times. Therefore, what we are saying is that we are going, my humble request that we are going to unite our people without discrimination, including even the governor who's outgoing. He is a good friend. The only thing we have been fighting in a house as an ODM affair, and it was a friendly fire, though it didn't kill anybody. What we are anticipating is that the governor will join with us, will make our party great. Mortality rate is an issue, I can assure you. I was getting information. People think that I've assumed the office. I'm telling you, no, I've not assumed the office. Governor Ngwai is still in charge. That oxygen plant can fail in 30 seconds. We lose 15 lives at a go. It's a terrible state of things. We want to assure our people that indeed we're going to make things happen. And that's my humble submission. I'm told there are 3 questions on chat here. How will you handle the issue of nepotism that has plagued the county so far? It's very important. My brother Onyonka tried to address this item, and that's why we have made it possible. My deputy governor will be a functioning deputy governor, unlike the outgoing. I know also he was a problem to the governor himself. I hope, because of experience, age, will assist to balance every plan. Today, out of 100 and I said earlier, 120 candidates of ODM, I did promise that Munyaribari already, we have, if there is an issue from Munyaribari, it will be taken care of by Mheshimiwa Mwonda. If there is anything from Bukitutu, there is Mheshimiwa Onyonka. Umachoge, they'll get their share. Ogirango, the same thing, as well with Bonchari. The other question, how will you engage diaspora? Will there be an office for diaspora affairs? Yes, I've already said it. And we'll accept our desk, handling. Even your own monies, I know most of you send monies to relatives, some friends. Then when you come around, you find that the money you send, there is no even land. The house you have been sent is a neighbor's house that has been built. Therefore, you come around, you get a heart attack. But those things, they're things that we need to manage. Yeah, and we be accountable. But one of you guys, you will be able to liaise with the office of the governor through either the deputy governor. We will want to engage ourselves. At this time, generational change must make an impact. We can't do the same things as they've been happening. What will you do different to tap our untapped resources? I indeed indicated that those resources, of course, we'll put them into use. the factories, human resource, which is there, and as well, making sure, because I've seen some inspiration from porters that how will Simba move around in the world soliciting for help. I'm well versed to the level that when I travel all over, my cry is about my country and my county on a number of issues. Before even I get into the office, there are a number of people who want to invest in many factories down there. With those many remarks, Honorable Monda can address the last question that has been asked by your team from there.
Yeah, the next question here on chat is how can you change policies? Not that one. How do you deal with the congestion in Kisii town? Of course, before there has been an attempt to address congestion with some bypasses. Those who know Kisii town coming out of Obaracho, going to Nyataro, that is the Ucha, the Keroka Kisii road. You connect it to the Kisii town Transmara road, and another one that comes out of Menyingwa headed to Suneka. These ones you know. We have this other one connecting Nyanchwa to Suneka as well. And so we shall enhance the bypass principle so that we have those who are driving through Kisii town heading elsewhere and they have no business at all that they want to engage themselves in to go without necessarily going through the town, and they pose the challenge of traffic snarl up, which is a big problem. All the evenings, every evening, you are stuck in the town. Two, the markets are quite squeezed, and we look forward to where we shall move out some of the government officers, like the police, from the middle of the city, have them relocated so that we can use that space for parking. We use that space for some gardens for those who want to be in the city and want to have some trees and open space where they relax, because Kisii as a town is lacking in this particular area. We do not have any one space that is spared for public relaxing and where people go to relax in the open space. So we look forward to moving certain activities out of the city center or the town center. And I hope I've answered the question, and thank you very much.
Very well. Thank you. Yes, thank you all of you. If you could hear the audience, just imagine the big thunderous applause that is coming your way for the wonderful presentations that you have all made. It's just that we are online, so you may not be able to hear the applause that the audience is giving. So thank you again, the Honorable Monda, the Honorable Nyonka, and you, Your Excellency Governor Arati, incoming governor. We really appreciate you sharing what you have for the people who see, and particularly for the diaspora who are very interested in building partnerships with you in your government, your incoming government. Now, I know the focus was about you, Governor Arati, and I think, you know, you've kind of laid down a little bit about yourself, your background, and the like. But let me kind of back up a little bit. You didn't mention anything about your immediate family. I think the audience would want to know who are Tavanto, no you are stable. There's a great assumption that, it starts from home. If you can just quickly respond to that, because part of being a leader is that you also be guiding families. Even I'm sure people will come with their marital issues to your desk, and you have to address those issues.
Yes. Moderator, I want to thank you. I want to just point out that yes, I want to say that I have a family. I have one wife, 4 children. I thank God for the wife he gave me, and more important is that I cherish my family too. Extended family, my brothers, they're there. One of them is in the US there. My extended family, my uncles, almost majority of them there in the US there. And my good friends, of course, who are there. But my mom is around. My dad passed away 2016. He was a police officer, those ones of more Kenyatta, who didn't know what is corruption because they were wearing kaptulas. Those kaptulas didn't have even mfuko wa kuficha pesa. Therefore, yeah. most of the discipline we went through is because my dad was a disciplined officer, like myself. I got a beating when I was a young boy. But I thanked him before he passed away those times because of the beating he gave me to make me what I am today. But more importantly, I wanted just to indicate, because there is also this discussion that of the elders, including my elder brothers, elders in the society. I respect the tremendous, respect I have for them, including the outgoing governor, the senator, Professor Ngeri, my brother Machogu, Obure. These are people who have done some good work for the society. And for now, they can only be advisors. And I'll provide conducive environment, for sure, for a number of them to guide us. And we show them what they must have missed, either our mission or commission. Therefore, they need to be, let's assured that we will work with them as we're moving forward. We're not enemies.
Indeed. If I could quickly make a follow-up question, I know you're speaking to diasporans. In a sense, you're also a diasporian because currently you're a resident and a member of parliament for Gubernatorial North. What made you think of the transition from being a diasporian in the sense of Nairobi now transitioning to Kisii County?
Moderator, I think I must have mentioned that one is the passion of serving my people in a higher capacity. Of course, I've served my people here in Dagoretti. Just for your consumption, I want just to indicate to you that I have 152,000 registered voters in Dagoretti North. Out of 152,000, we're only 14,000 Kisiis. Our brothers, Luos, they're 25, Kikuyus, they're at 4, Luyas, they're at 9. Therefore, if it was for tribal lines, I would have not been a member of parliament twice, this constituency. It's only for hard work. And I've done my bit. I'm happy that in 10 years, I've not had any scandal of any nature. I've served my people here in the city without fear, without favor, and that's how I realized that, yes, now Governor Ongwae was leaving, I would also offer my best that I've given to the city. Otherwise, I would have run in Nairobi. But because of so matrix of the forming of the next government, when I spoke with Baba, I saw it necessary for me to go to Kisii. And I'm happy that our people back home, they have accepted me with the cleaner heart.
Would you say that the experience you've had in Nairobi has prepped you for what is ahead of you in terms of leadership in Kisii County? You said you've been 15 years of leadership in Nairobi, cosmopolitan. I believe Kisii is somewhat also cosmopolitan, even though we know the majority are the Gusii people. Would you say it has prepared you? You feel very adequately prepared to take over from Governor Ongwae and provide that vision for the Gusii people?
Indeed, for me to have served actually 15 years in the city, I believe I have been in politics for 15 years now. My elder brother, Mzee Ongwae, has been there for some time, but active in office for 10 years. I believe I have more what it takes for me to take over from him and do better, of course. He has done his bit. He will have his mass. We'll be rated at our time.
Yeah.
What you're waiting to do.
Yeah, absolutely. James, I do see some members do have questions. I'm not sure whether we have the ability to enable the audience to ask, or if we can just use the text version of it. I know people are anxious to be heard as well. I also want to acknowledge we do have some community leaders here, diasporan communities represented here. I know we have the chairperson of Mwanyagetinge, Ms. Hulda. Hulda, are you on? I'm not sure if she's on. Maybe, James, you can allow her to be a panelist as well. She can say one word and ask a question. I also know my colleague, Wakili Henry Maturi, is also online and wanted to ask a question. And I'm not seeing a full screen of the attendees. So if I've not seen or acknowledged you, just know that you're here. But you can always, chat, send a chat and say you want to ask a question. James, are we able to change from a webinar setting to a regular Zoom?
Yeah, I can see some people have raised up their hands, and I think Hulda must have dropped off the line. But you have Daniel Rabura. He has his right hand raised up, and he has the mic to speak if he wants to ask a question.
All right, please proceed. If your name has been, I'm not able to see everyone who has raised their hand. You can proceed. You said, Mr. Rabura?
Yes. You hear me, Chair? It's Rabura is in Kisii, and I thought No, I'm not in Kisii, I'm in Florida. Oh, Daniel Rabura. There's another Rabura, and then I know another Daniel Rabura. I'm sorry. No, that's Daniel Raburonyoki. Okay. So you can go ahead, you're my senior. Let Rabura go ahead. I confused him with another Daniel Rabura, so he can go ahead. Asante.
Please proceed, Daniel.
Okay, asante sana. I'm Daniel Rabura. Actually, was a classmate with Simba Arati. I just wanted to ask about the congestion we have and the border madness. And then the second issue is the land. Our land is getting smaller and the population is increasing. As we are saying, we're going to produce bananas, but we need to look for another product that we can produce since the land is getting smaller, especially cattle. So how are we going to manage that one, Ms. Miwa? Asante.
Do you want me to answer, or just so you go ahead and then answer?
Yeah, please. Yeah. No, you can proceed while we wait for others to ask.
Yeah, I've just the border issue. But what I can tell you is an industry which has worked miracles for our people. The only thing is that there is restructuring them. They have not had a leader. They have not had proper management. Those people, just a quick match for those ones of you. Who have gone to class in the issues of maths, if you are to correct those people, we have them 96,000 border riders in Kisii. If you are to pick 50,000 of them, then force them into a sack when you have agreed with them, they correct 100 shillings a day. That's 5 million. Let them do it for 5 days a week, not 7.
those are 20 days. That's 100 million per month. They go for only 10 months. It's 1 billion Kenya shillings. There is nothing those people they cannot do. They'll do everything. They'll invest in real estate. They'll go into transport. It's only managing that sector. It's a good sector. The only thing is that they must be managed properly. And we promise we are going to do it, and we are going to make sure they are properly coordinated for proper results. My brother Rabura, thank you. I know we were in class together, and I want just to answer the issue of land and the congestion on the issues of bananas. That's why we're talking about one product. We want to see how best, even those bananas, even the little that we have, we can get proper use of that small land. In the future, we may not be having land even for just even the division. If you go around the Kisii, we're gonna make sure that we are going to utilize what we have for the best of our people.
Thank you, Governor. At least there's one person who can testify, Mulienda Shule Pamoja. So it's always good to have people around who can actually say.
Was my head boy?
I was the head. He actually said you were the head boy. So the leadership qualities indeed have been there since your childhood days, and we have people who are able to testify here. So thank you very much, Brother Daniel. I did see a hand raised by Mr. Kiage. What was the name?
Thank you, William.
William Kiage, yes. Please proceed with your question. Make it very short.
Yeah, thank you so much, the coordinator, and thank you, Mheshimiwa, and the panel. Mheshimiwa Arati, I come from, currently I'm in Minnesota, but I come from Bonchari, Suneka. Honorable, for those accusations that have been made that he never went to school, we get out of school the same year, so we were.
Yes.
I can be able to say which grade he had, and you can say which grade I had because we did the same year from high school, and we almost come from very close, Bonchari, and for us we are very close. I know his home, and I've been knowing him for a while. So my question is that there is this is in our county there is a young girls and boys that they know because of lack of employment, they're loitering in town all night and here because they lack what they're supposed to do. As the incoming governor, what are some of the measures you put to help these young girls that have come to do? I can call them that they're looking for a way of living in town, but which is not appropriate. How can we help them so that they can do something better, and then it congests them from town to get something that they can be doing to help themselves and to support their families instead of loitering in town and making their life miserable?
Yes, I think the question, Your Excellency, is about the night girls who are just kind of loitering around the streets. Any measures, anything you can comment on that? And those who are on, please mute your phones, mute your gadgets, so that there's no background information. Noises as someone else speaks. But go ahead, Your Excellency.
Thank you. Other than going with my brother to school together, we came out the same year. I have many conversations. Those ones we start with them in college, back in the university, the ones we start with them in the master's class. Therefore, those propagandas you know very well. Even in the US, I saw when they were talking of the wife of Obama not being a lady, being a man.
I saw it. Therefore, these are the propagandas which are being manufactured around here. But more important, I want to state that especially those children who have finished Form 4 and some who have finished from colleges. For those ones who have not gone to colleges, like in my constituency, what I did allocate the money to allow them to join another institution of a higher level. And a number of them, those ones who didn't have resources, because most of them, they're being educated when they get into Form 4, the parents leave them there. But it's up to us as a community, as a government, we'll be able to set aside a fund to help those children who have finished Form 4 to get more in terms of getting into higher institution of learning. But for those ones, student children, it's a responsibility of the county government to come up with a rehabilitation center. In those rehabilitation centers, introduce courses there. Carpentry, your carvings. How else can you help those people? Those are the people that you can pay them even to clean those drainages sometime. Therefore, those are the things we have agreed with my team, my senator, my deputy, and the team we are working around with, that we're gonna make sure those children, Honorable Nyonka said, occasionally, every year, in Kisii town, I provide for them when there is festival seasons. I provide for them. They are human beings. They are children for your own villages. Therefore, there are people we have at heart. They are our brothers and sisters, and we'll help them. And that's the call that I believe God has called us to attend to.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Excellency. All right, we have had Ms. Hulda back, the president of Wanyagetinge in the U.S. Hulda, you have a question? You can make a remark as well.
Absolutely. I just have a quick remark because I know that there's a lot of people who would want to engage the Honorable and his team. And so on behalf of the diaspora people, and especially on behalf of the Kisii community here in Minnesota, we want to take this opportunity to thank the group who put this forum together, this opportunity for us to engage with Honorable Arati and his team. And also I want to acknowledge my team who have been supportive of providing a platform for all of the candidates who want to engage our people here in Minnesota, an opportunity to express, what they want to do for people. And so my Vice President, Mr. Amenya, my organizing secretary, Dr. Chris Omare, our Madam Joyce, our secretary, Dr. Ami Isanya Kondo, who's a part of the Arati team, Honorable Arati's team, and then also all of the county representatives, including the Honorable Jospato, who I think I saw him online. I want to welcome you to this great state of Minnesota when you come and open this community so that you can present what you have, because ultimately our goal as leaders here in Minnesota is to provide a platform for all candidates. What I want to say on behalf of the people of Minnesota is that we've heard this story over and over again in terms of the diaspora being included in Kenyan government, what that looks like. And unfortunately, that has not been the case for us for a very long time, because they come here and they paint this pretty picture about what they want to do for us, and then they go and that's the last thing. And so what I'm putting on you and your team is that as you are working on your diaspora strategy, I know you talked about that office that you want to create. I have other things that you want to engage the diaspora on. I want you to take that next step and actually appoint the diaspora team that will actually help support your candidacy. And on top of that, from that diaspora team, they can help you elect and really put that person in that office who will represent our interest. Most of the people here in Minnesota and probably in the U.S. know that I'm running for Minnesota State Senate here in Minnesota. And the reason why I'm running is to create that partnership. And so that's why it's so important who gets into office in Kenya, because that means we have good governance in Kenya. That means the people here in the U.S. can partner and collaborate to create even a bigger impact together with the resources that are here in the U.S. and your team on the ground, or the leadership team who is in politics. You've probably have heard so many stories about people wanting to do good in Kisii land. For example, I had a container that was stuck in the port of Mombasa for months, to the point where we had to let it go because our political system and our leaders did not have the tenacity and accountability, transparency, and trustworthy partnership that we could have engaged to help our people. So what I'm asking you is that don't just give us another speech. Put down strategies, action points that you can give us, that we can also be accountable to you and your team, so that when that time comes, that strategy is ready to go for the diaspora, and we can work together to build our community in a way that supports and uplifts the common Kisii, not only here in the diaspora, but also in Kisii land. So let's not just be a cash cow for you and your team, for really any politician. Let us be a collaborative partner with you. And, you know, as a woman, I have to say that I was hoping that you would pick a deputy who is a woman, so that we can energize that base from that end. But we do support your candidacy for the most part. And we hope that you do take us seriously and not just use our economic power and our influence to get to the top seat. Once you get there, then we don't hear from you, we don't see you. So I'm super excited about this. And for all the diaspora people, I ask that you do your part in researching and really looking at all of these candidates and putting people in power who are going to support our people, provide healthcare, education, you name it, and then also do your part. If there's something that you can do, don't just sit here and depend on the government to do everything. We've seen that model has not worked for a long time. But if we can have people who are willing and able to partner with a good government, we can see tremendous things that we want in our people. So with that said, Honorable Arati, thank you so much for your time, and it's been a pleasure being here.
Thank you, Madam President. That's Ms. Olga Hitsley, a very powerful lady from Minnesota, and leading the Mwenyegetinge community. I think the question here, Your Excellency, is about women and leadership in your campaign as well. I guess in a way she's trying to ask in a very subtle way, where are the ladies in your team? Do you have any provision for them? Yes, go ahead.
It's a question we addressed today in our meeting with our chairperson of election board of ODM, Catherine Muma, when she pointed out, and we did promise that in our government, 40 to 50% of the working force in the county, especially the team we're going to have at material positions, they will be women. Because if you have women, the truth be told, that the honest people, even stealing, it comes down because they have the feeling, but then they want to steal everything and run away with everything of the county. Therefore, I want to promise, and you'll see it. I want to point out that it will not be an issue of another speech, another way of milking our people outside there. Hardly I will be 50 years after 10 years. I know there is a whole future of us. We will again remind each other of these discussions we have had today for the better of the community, as well for the country.
Yeah, so I think it's a matter of having a scorecard, because we shall be coming back again and measuring your scorecard on that timeline. But the hope is that, it will be a positive one. So we have so many, there's so many hands raised. I want to discriminate and kind of give ladies...
Mheshimiwa Nyonka wanted to say something.
Yes, please. Sure. Go ahead, Mheshimiwa.
I just wanted to respond to Madam Huda. I can tell you the amount of frustration and disappointment that Kenyans go through, those who live in the diaspora, is well known. Our job, I think, here is to take the best practice, talk with our governor incoming. I think his mind is open and his heart is free. so that we can adopt the best practices, so that we can then try and do things which give our people the very basic minimums. The problem with our governance in Kenya is that we look for the big things. What Honorable Simba Arati and Mheshimiwa Monda are talking about, and indeed myself, are those things we used to speak when I was in the US 20 years ago. Can't we just have clean running water? Can't you have schools that have got desks? Can't we just have teachers who teach and make sure our kids in school are able to be fed? Can't we just have a family keep one cow, just one, so that that cow feeds the children, and some of the money which is left over is then the savings that the family gets? I mean, imagine in the whole of Kisii, we don't have a dairy processing creamery plant. I mean, imagine we're importing milk. I mean, what really happened to us? So we are not even in this discussion with yourselves because we really want you to give us money for campaigns. That's not why we're here. We have the money, and we are not going to come and tell you wonderful things because if we tell you the wonderful things, then you'll give us the money. What we want you to do is become our partners. Let's try and talk and try and fix the mess that we have in Kisii. Our people have got incredible vices, but unbelievable virtues. We work hard. We go to school and get the grades. We are very highly spirited. We are religious people. When we want to love, we love. I mean, we do all that stuff, and yet we passionately hate each other. We steal from our people. We mismanage their lives. We steal even medicines from hospitals. These are the things that we want to change. That we have a governance that is accountable, a governance that is responsible. We don't want Governor Simba Arati to be in Kisii town and is unable to walk on foot because people they don't even want to see him. We want Simba Arati, when he becomes governor, to have 1 or 2 cars. He doesn't need a motorcade of 19 vehicles. Simba Arati doesn't have to live in a house which has got 17 bedrooms. He can stay in a 3-bedroom house and is still the governor. I mean, that's the direction we are taking.
Asante. Thank you very much, Senator. I wanted to sort of discriminate because time is running. I do see almost everybody. If you have not been watching the people online, almost everybody has a question. Everybody raised their hand. So I'm simply going to sort of discriminate and allow the ladies. I want to hear the ladies ask the questions. I do see you, Dr. Nyabuchi will come next if you have a question, but allow me to invite Lillian Ondaro. Lillian, are you able to ask your question?
Yes, I am. Hello, everybody.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so my question is, in our land in Kisii, our young girls are being raped left and right, and the offenders are being set free because I think the families are very poor and the offenders are kind of have money. They go and pay the money and they're set free. So my question is, Honorable Simba Arati, what are your plans on doing that? Like, what can you do to help these young kids who are being raped, so they can have their rights? And another question is, we have small businesses, kiosks in Kisii areas. The municipality people comes in and destroy their kiosk. Is there a way that you guys can help them if they have built the kiosk where they're not supposed to be built, instead of people coming and destroying the little resources they have? Give them time and tell them where they can build this small kiosk for them so that they can get something to take care of their families. Thank you.
Thank you, Lillian. Thank you, Excellency. That goes into what Senator was talking about. We're good people, we're also bad people at the same time. Rape cases, obviously, those are terrible, terrible crimes and vices within us. What you'll address, of course, a kiosk is the mama burger and the small traders. Proceed, please.
Chairman, thank you. The other live, on my other live, is I was a small wiki vendor. Actually, my brother, that James, brought me from Kisii and told me, you must know how people are living in Nairobi. Before I joined college, there is no market in this city of Nairobi, I don't know. It is market retail, Ngara, Wangige, Toi, Kawangware, talk of any market. I know the lives of those people. When even you cannot pay for the license, the county or the city county, then we'll close those kiosks when those guys they are passing around. I know we must be able to provide a conducive and help those people to manage their business. Secondly, there are markets. Most of you who have traveled all over the world, you have seen what has happened. Bit of it is that those markets that have been built to accommodate all manner of trading. If you go to China, you go to South Korea, where I've been to Israel, all over, they have accommodated those people because they are there. Even there are streets which are closed for people to sell their wares. Therefore, I'm like, that's where, you are taking me back to the waters because I'm a fish. That's where I know how to swim there for our people. But more important about the women, think about the raping which is done in the villages. Raping is done even in offices. Bad manners is practiced in that county, and we must bring it to an end. If there was Sodom and Gomorrah, we prescribe what is happening in Kisii. Even getting a job, I've seen somebody commenting here, getting a job, you would have to sleep with many men around. By the time you're getting recruited, gotten a job, you are not even functioning. Therefore, it's issues of morals. Is a society, I wonder, what are we leaving behind for our children? Ourselves is something which is passionate with us. We will have to bring this, because even the business of prostitution in town is because those young girls, they have finished school, there is nothing. You have not revived the factories. You don't have a vision on how to observe them. Otherwise, is our prayer. And I thank my brother here. We are asking for partnership. Best practices we bring around. We sit down and see how much is there. We sit down with the community. A good leader is a leader who detects problem before it becomes an emergency. And we're gonna do that.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We are almost out of time. Now, the audience, please know that this is a continuous engagement. This is not the end. It certainly is the beginning. The hope is that we shall have regular conversations with Governor Arati before the elections and even after the elections. Before the elections, we want you to come and visit with us and have a one-on-one. Hopefully that is something that is going to be worked up in the coming days. But even after the elections, while in government, all the partnership, there's no way to continue with the partnerships unless there is continuous engagement with the diaspora people. There's a question from Miss Nyaboke. She's asking a question about women who have suffered in Saudi. And I believe these are the people who go up. We do see occasionally social media clips of ladies who are going through some very tough times in Saudi, in the Middle East, really as a whole. And some of them have been women who come from our constitution, from our county or from Kisii as a whole, who have gone to try and find something for them to do. I know it may go beyond your office, because I think it's really more of a national level, but maybe you can react to that as well. And then have Dr. Buti come with your question right after that.
Let me ask Honorable Nyonka to respond on that.
Yeah, he's probably the best place. He's the best. He's been the minister in that docket.
Thank you so much. I worked in foreign affairs, and this matter frequently came up. I think what we've been discussing with our governor and the deputy governor is that as we keep moving, and you notice that our ladies, some have gone to Qatari, even our boys, some have been going to Saudi Arabia, using the agents who take them there. Some have gone to Dubai. They've not made themselves successful there.
our wish is that just the way we are going to have Governor Simba Arati's government set up a diaspora office in his office, which would have linkages with diaspora offices, maybe in Minnesota and maybe North Carolina, but he will have to look at what is on the ground, and you people are the ones to really advise him what to do. I think we can also get engaged to have the diaspora office, which is going to be in the county government in Kisii, will be the office where when any of these our ladies have traveled abroad to go and work and they get stuck and they have challenges, some of them are being raped, are being abused and all that, we should surely, other than the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we should surely have an office within the Kisii County office, where in fact the governor will assign somebody directly who will then be following up for any of those cases. And indeed, the diaspora office doesn't just have to be an office which is receiving the problems which are there. I think Governor Simba Arati has the capacity. He can set a diaspora office where he goes and negotiates for many of our workers, many of our young people who are traveling outside. He can actually go and negotiate a bilateral through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs as a county. As a governor, he's allowed to do that so that he's able to then pick out the students who, the workers who are required, and if they fit the qualifications, they can go. And I am sure the county government can actually negotiate good terms for our workers. The problem is we found out that agents come here. It doesn't matter what the credentials are. It doesn't matter what their record is. They come and recruit our young boys and girls, take them to Saudi Arabia or Qatar or Dubai, Middle East, misuse them, abuse them and all that. So what we are saying is there are interventions which the county government can do. And I think Governor Arati, he seized of the issue with his deputy. And I also do believe that you people from the diaspora, you will be teaching us. There are things we may not know. There are things that Governor Simba may not know. I, as Momoima Ibuka, may not know. But please, let us engage. You will be giving us the solutions to some of the problems which will be coming up.
Thank you very much. I do see some questions about campaign contributions. I'll come to that. Dr. Nyabuti, are you on the phone? Are you able to ask your question quickly?
Yeah, it's Nyabuto, Laban. It's not
Nyabuto, sorry.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I don't really have a question. I just wanted to make a very short remark. Simba was my student at Nyamachi Secondary School, together with Daniel and I think Ramura. Some of these messages going through social media, some of it is just propaganda. Simba, you know, I'm your uncle. You have a very strong family background. You talked about it. We support you. And thank you for bringing together a very commendable, strong team. Dr. Monda is the person who is tested, is known. Senator Onyonka. Those are people we respect. And our wish is that you keep what you've said you're going to do. People are questioning a lot of things about corruption. You laid your background very well, from a Skumawiki seller to a member of parliament in the city for 10 years, serving the city of Nairobi for 5 years. That is proof. People don't need any other proof. We wish you well. Do us proud. Thank you.
Asante Mwalimu. Indeed, Your Excellency, even Mwalimu has confirmed you attended class and he signed your homework.
He was my teacher, English teacher, literature. I was a professor in Michigan University, I know. He was my teacher.
So you're in good space. I think this horse, we beat it dead. Hopefully nobody is coming to try and make a question on that. There's a question about someone who is saying, and I don't know whether that's really within your document, maybe they didn't get the answer they were looking for in terms of the rape cases in Kisii County. I mean, of course, to some extent, this is an issue of law, that the police have to be involved, and the investigators have to get involved, and the prosecutor prosecute those people. I think to a large extent, we collectively, it's something that we must condemn. But I think I'll leave it for you to make a quick remark on that, then we'll ask the next question. we are really running out of time. I'm not sure how much time you have, Your Excellency, to continue any further. I'm free, I'm flexible. We can run maybe another 10 minutes before we wind down, because it's a minute to the hour right now. But go ahead, Governor Arati.
I missed that one, but what I'm saying is that we have all the time, apart from the issues about my academic, status. With me here today, my brother Captain Bachi, whom you must be knowing him well. These are the people who have stood with me, who have been my guardians back in college. And I'm ready, next meeting, to introduce all my lecturers, both in Jaramogi University and any other institution that anybody has doubt. But it's free for those ones, and we know which characters who are peddling those lies there. These are people that either they must have used their own brothers' names to get employed. Now they think others we must have done. These are names that I acquired. The only fear I know, and for sure, pray for us. The only fear we have is the threats. Think about this one of going to school, because there is institutions, there is ESCC and other institutions to investigate any other documents that which may be presumed to be false presented before them. But the only request we want to have before you is the prayers, your prayers, that we can be able to have this energy and transfer it when we're getting to power. But more importantly, I want to ask friends and those ones from diaspora to pass our word to your family members back home here, your friends, to find in their hearts and feel the pain our people they're going through, so that they can vote for us. They can give us our vote. If you're in the US, you also have seen somebody from Dar es Salaam. Vote for us, we'll bring the change. We'll be accountable of anything at the count. That's what I want to pass to you members. Also the people from the church. We want to ask that through the church, because we know the church also had been used before. Talk to them. As I'm a son of a church elder, and that was a church elder before he passed out. He taught me hard ways on how to climb this life. Today that I'm here. Actually, Pastor Ezra Okioma happened to be my pastor in the Central Church. I'm baptized there with my wife. Therefore, contrary to stories you could hear, oh, Simba is a thug, Agun. How can Agun be elected twice in this city? I'm the area member of parliament of the president. It's only circumstances when we were in opposition, every person perceived as that people were pushing for agenda. But the agenda we are pushing for is the agenda for equity, proper management of the resources of the country, I mean. Therefore, that's what other people, they believe. Politics it's not all about church. It's about facts. Building strong pillars for our society. When we are questioning on number of ills happening in the society, that's now turns around to be maligned that we are facts. They're not. I have had countwide 49 words, meeting not less than 3,000 people. Nothing, not even one incident of violence has happened. Even when they have planned to cause chaos in our meetings, we have made it impossible for it to happen. And we're not going to allow any incident to occur in our future engagement with our people back home.
Indeed. Dr. Nyabuti, are you online to ask a quick, make it brief?
Thank you, Wakili. Thank you, Your Excellency, the Governor, and your team, Honorable Nyonka and Dr. Monda. My name is Dr. Nyabuti. I reside here in Iowa in the United States. I'm originally from Bogetu to Bojura, so I'm in your jurisdiction. Basically, I have a quick question. One is a personal question. My first question to you, Honorable Governor, is, and your deputy, I noticed that all of you are doing your postgraduate studies. How are you going to manage completion of your master's degrees and the BC County Management Affairs? The second question to you, I just want to tell you that I am one of the first people to accept to be one of your partners. I am a professor in medicine engaged here in the University of Iowa, and I got a position now at the University of Minnesota. And my father actually died in Kisii Teaching Referral Hospital after he was dialyzed with water. And since that time, he was dialyzed with water. You know, they were using the diacylate, but the people were running water because of the ineptness, the lack of a nephrologist, the lack of quality care, just what the Senator Onyonka alluded to. And since 2017, I've been very passionate about the health care of our people. Indeed, I've had a chance to talk to Dr. Mogoa, who's the Dean of Medicine at Kisii University Hospital. Him and other doctors, we've been to improve quality of at Kisii. So I'm really interested in knowing your vision. You may not have the vision.
There are people who have not muted. Please, you can mute yourself if you're not speaking. Amos Otiambo, you're speaking, and if you could mute yourself.
Sorry, James, can you mute everyone? The one who is talking, you unmute yourself.
Yeah, I think you can hear me. So I was just finishing my comment on partnership with the incoming leadership. Because as I told you, for me, the healthcare is a personal question because my father died while being dialyzed with plain water in the county. And I can tell you there's a friend of mine whose mother died last year after they were put on a ventilator that was not working. If some of us who know critical care were not there, the ventilator was not turned on. These are things that are happening in Kisii Teaching and Referral Hospital. They're happening below the noses of our doctors in Kisii. So the road is it's very deep. And I have spoken to Dr. Mogoa, who's the Dean of Medicine at Kisii University. Myself and other doctors here in the United States who are involved in teaching and consultancy here, we are ready to help and partner with the teaching, training, and helping of the hospital in Kisii, not only Kisii also, but also in Nyamira County. So I just want to tell you that you have ready partners and you make note of that. But also my question on how you're going to spend your time in academia and also work, I found that concerning. Otherwise, congratulations. I'm so happy to see a young man come out of my generation. And all of us are excited with your candidacy. And we are wishing you nothing but the best. And we know that you'll come up top. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Proceed, Governor. Governor?
Did we lose them? I think we've lost them.
Okay.
Yeah, let's give them a chance. They will probably come.
Give them 1 second. Let's see if we can give them in. Thank you. James, admit Cleophas. James, I think they're coming in on a laptop. Sign-in name is Cleophas.
Cleophas, I don't see the name yet.
Okay, let's see. Hey, James, grant panelists rights to Cleophas. He says he's online. They're using his laptop to.
Are they using, what is their name? Because I don't see a Cleophas on.
Cleophas.
Yeah, I don't see that name here. Do you see it?
Hold on 1 second now.
Okay, I see there's Cleophas Okioi. Is that the one?
Yeah, try that one.
Okay, Cleophas, can you hear us?
That's the one.
Okay, let's see if we can get your picture on.
On video, please.
This picture, the video is on.
Is it on? I can hear you, but we can't hear, we can't see you.
Okay, let's see if we can.
Just activate it. Standards not a thing. Just complain or whatever. Because the thing
This one, the camera, you just need to turn the camera on. Steve.
Yeah.
Are you able to turn the camera on this gadget you are coming in?
Oh.
Can we leave at the... Give me the ID.
Please bear with us. Perhaps it was just a small break for you to grab some water and then resume. So technology has this sometimes, and but at least, at the very least, we're able to communicate with someone 10,000 miles away instantaneously. This is one of those underlying blessings of COVID, that we have normalized virtual meetings, and now we're able to reach people elsewhere across the world. Now, members, I see there's a lot. Almost everyone has raised their hand, and obviously it's not going to be possible to get all the members to ask questions. But this is showing. We see you now, Steve. All right. Looks like.
All right. You can hear us?
Yes, we can.
Did they drop again?
Disappeared. Yeah, they broke again.
Yeah.
So Cleophas is back. I don't know why they.
Is it on now? Yes.
Yes. We can hear you and see you. Oh no. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Now we are.
Here. I want just to respond to Dr. Nyabuti, his question. I want to let him know that I did indicate that I'm only awaiting graduation, but I've finished with my business of masters.
passed for his only graduation, which is coming up next month. I did finish. And I'm enrolling in the future, of course, for my PhD. Number two is about the untimely death of his father and his friends. Not only those incidents have happened in Kisii. There are so many. If you are told, Daktari, if you are told of what is happening down there, you will. It's terrible stories. I was getting confessions yesterday when I was told that 15 people died that ago because of the failure from the oxygen plant. I don't know if it's oxygen plant, a generator which was not picking up. It's called human error, nothing else. It's terrible. I've been asked by doctors, a number of doctors, that Mheshimiwa just get an accident outside here, be involved in an accident, getting into hospital here, even the water that is supposed to be put in this patient, it cannot be found in the hospital. What Honorable Mwema was trying to respond to, medicine, leave about Panadol of 5 shillings in all dispensaries. We had a function in Nyamache, we were attending 14,307 people. Some people got a small accident. A bandage in level 4 hospital, that's in Nyamache. You could not find it in the hospital. It's terrible. You know,
I have lost you, Governor. I think, or is it me? Governor, we lost you.
Okay, are you saying?
Okay, you're back. Yes.
Are you?
Yes. Yeah. Go ahead.
That's of the things they stand down there at the county. I think Wai must have been overwhelmed by the thieves, by the mismanagement of his people. Actually, but you know, the whole blame goes to him. But then that's what we want to fix. We won't labor about what has, you know, like Dr. Nyabuti has lost his father. We can't bring the father back. Many people, they have lost their loved ones in that hospital. What is happening in that hospital today, most of even the doctors, and who are my friends, they say that they get there, people, they are referred to clinics outside the hospital, where millions of money, people, they have sold land, people, they have been left poor because of the diseases which can be managed easily by the doctors out there. Therefore, the state of Kisii level 6 is worse than anything else. Leave about even the roads we could fix, but life we could not fix. Therefore, is a thing that we must. Corruption, I'm saying corruption is a disease, it is a monster, it is Lucifer itself. And that's when we are saying that's what they are saying, that we are thugs. We'll deal with those incidences for us sanity. That's my plan. And for the few months we'll get in that county. So help us, we'll fix what has been unfixed. Structures, all structures in the county, they have been brought down simply for the thieves to thrive through. That's the problem we have. But then we ask for your help, because you guys, you have stayed places that as best practices in the world, will one put number of those expertise into our system. Like China, if you check, if we were to get to the office, if we were in charge of everything, we would have worked with those employees to cells and prison. A number of them belong to those places.
Indeed. Thank you very much. I think we're coming to the tail end of this conversation. Like I said, it's an ongoing conversation. It's a journey that we should work with Mheshimiwa and his team before, during, and after inauguration. So stay tuned. I just wanted to allow 2 questions. I do see Team Donya. I don't know whether that's my niece. She's running from Kisii County Women Rep. If that's how, I don't know whether it's somebody representing her, you can ask a question. Otherwise, I'm trying to give a bias for ladies. We've been hearing men talk quite a bit. I do see Elizabeth Mokua. Maybe just a quick one, just a one-liner question so that we can move forward very, very quickly.
Wait, this thing has gone out.
No, I hear you. You're still there, even though it did say that it's low bandwidth, so it's probably lagging. But we will work with it as we are about to wind down. All right. Let me give Stella. Stella from Wichita. Stella, are you on? Stella?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Proceed.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa, our governor, Mr. Onyonga, the administration for giving us this chance. My question is, there's a lot that has been said, and I'm glad that we're going to be part of this process, that this is going to be an ongoing thing, that even after elections, even during elections and before elections, Mheshimiwa, we're going to be talking to the diasporans. My question specifically is about the issue of women and having children. This is it sounds like a very easy thing. I'm very passionate about this. We've seen a lot of women dying, having children, something that is supposed to be not as complicated as other medical problems. So, Mheshimiwa, I have a quick question for you and the people that are going to be in the administration. What are some of the things that you can help us? Because it's terrible that to see our women, the simple things that we can fix. How are you going to tackle this? Because simple things that we can easily, looks like that it can be easily fixed. That's my question.
Thank you, Stella. I think Governor may have addressed some of that earlier, but go ahead and respond, Your Excellency. Did we lose you? There's technical difficulties.
I think maybe the audio is the issue.
It's okay, yeah. Laban is not there.
No, I'm here. I'm here. Go, proceed.
Yeah, we wanted the lady Stella to again ask the question because we didn't get it. We were down here.
Okay. Stella, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Go ahead, please.
Mheshimiwa, can you hear me now?
Yes, you're clear now.
Yeah. I said thank you so much for this opportunity, for the administration, Mr. Pande, Mr. Onyonga, everybody else that has made this possible. We thank you. And we are so happy that we're going to be part of this process, that even before the elections, after elections, it's going to be an ongoing thing that we can have a dialogue and solve some of the problems, or partner with you guys in the administration to sort out some of the things. Number one, the issue of women representation. We can represent with people that have not been in the shoe. Our men don't know what it means to be pregnant. men don't know what are the sum of the tough problems that women have to go through. If we want our men for your support during the elections, we definitely need some good portion of women representation in the process. For example, the issue of women and pregnancy and having children is terrible at the hospitals, even in the local areas. Just a simple process like having a child is something supposed to be a natural process. But it's terrible when something minor, even electrolyte, even just water, some simple things, infection control, some of the things that our women go through at the local level, Mheshimiwa, is our cry that we need women represented in that process and do something for our people. Because each one of us here has been part of that process, and we really need to hear from what are some of the things that we're going to do to help this problem.
I hope you had the question, Governor. In fact, it goes into the legal question of gender representation as enshrined in the Constitution. But go ahead.
I wanted my deputy to respond, though before he responds, I know it's a touchy issue. A woman in our society, they are suffering, even giving birth. Some of them give birth on the floor of those facilities. It's terrible. Even water, the water that she's talking about for a baby, a newborn baby, was cannot get water to be washed. It's terrible. But then these are the things we are talking about, and as I said earlier, we may not achieve it at a go, as Obama said, but we'll be there. Even the institutional structure will put in place. Another person who will try to go against those institutional structures, it will be put into task by the people themselves. Therefore, it's up to us as a society, yourselves, and I want to say this: no angel who will fall from heaven to come and save our situation. We must be angels of our own times, in our own way. That's our prayer. That you, Stella, Laban, James, and another person, Pastor Kioma. Pastor Kioma is a pastor, is a spiritual leader. If you ask him if he has ever seen an angel, he has never seen an angel. We must be angels of our own times. This is what we are asking for. People to get disciplined. These bad manners of stealing everything meant for the so poor is what is sickening us. I can't sit back when our forefathers fought for democracy, not democracy, for independence. Then we can't fight for anything, even to get better services. We'll fight for it. We'll get there. But then sometimes when people get to power, they tend to forget. They have to be reminded by right-thinking people. And I believe the whole Lord which is listening to us today, we want to make our country a better place to live. Let my brother, Dr. Monda, respond.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone who is listening to us. Stella, we cannot agree more to your sentiments. And Dr. Nyabuti, sorry if that you lost your father in such circumstances. Stella, we have talked about the health sector and the problems therein. We need to work together, and it is good that you have promised us that you will continue and partner up with us so that we are able together to fix our situation in the county. Our health services are not a problem only in Kisii level 6. We refer to that hospital as a teaching and a referral hospital. But how do you refer someone from a level 4 hospital out there, Bito, Gembo, Jamache, Masimba, Keroka, name them? And you are referring someone from those smaller facilities to a referral hospital, and you do not have the basics that are necessary to save lives. We are burning with those concerns, and those are our concerns as a team here, that we think working with you, the right thinking people all over the world, so that we are able to fix the health sector. We do not want to overcry on this. We know we do not have medicines, we do not have the basic requirements in our health facilities. Let me be to water. Are you aware that in some of our health facilities we run out of electricity for days? Power has been disconnected in our hospitals at times. I'm not sure if currently we do not have a big debt of electricity bill, and our electricity has been disconnected. Yet at the same time, we do not have a generator to set in when power goes off. Those who are educated in the health sector, you will know what that will mean. The system fails, and therefore you expect people to die in numbers because of those challenges. And therefore, we are welcoming everyone with an idea of fixing one of these concerns, be it the health sector, be it the unemployment, be it the factories. Please come on board now as you support us for the elections, but more when we are in office, so that we are together, we can address the concerns of our people. Stella, come on board, please, once we address this more, all of us, so that we are able to touch a life here while we live. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do you want to say something, Governor?
I wanted Moima, Senator, just to respond on a number of those queries that we raised.
Sure.
Thank you. I'll be very, very brief. I wanted to say that where we are is actually a scenario that all of you ought to be extremely sympathetic about. And this is not for political reasons. I'm just going to tell you the situation you are dealing with. You have workers who work in the health sector in Kisii. 90% of them do not know whether they're going to keep their jobs or not. 90%, 100 of them were fired. Some of them are being paid now. Some of them have never been paid. The terms of service of them working in our KTRH hospital and the other health sector departments, if you ask them whether they know whether they're going to be at work tomorrow, they don't know. What is the supply chain? Who is supplying the medicines? Of course, it's cancer. When you talk about cancer, you are told that Kisii has got debts of up to 500-600 million shillings of medicines which they took and they didn't pay. Why that happened, nobody knows. If you go to the hospital itself, like Governor Simba is saying and Dr. Monda, you find that in our health, 90% of the health departments or health facilities, whether it's in Nyamache, whether it is in whether it is in Kiruri, you'll find there's no water, running water. Explain to me how you expect to have a health facility functioning if it doesn't have water. You look at those facilities like right now, you will find there's no electricity. Many of the health centers will have no electricity, or they'll have no water, or the nurses are not showing up. Some of the nurses who are employed were fired. This is the mess we have in the health sector. And that is why I'm hoping that when everything has settled down after the elections, that God willing that Simba Arati becomes the governor, the first thing you will have to do is to do an audit. Physical audit, where are we? Which medicines do we have in the stores? I mean, I've really cut this story short. Even some of the very poor people from our community who are taken to that hospital on referral, sometimes they're not even given. If you look at the conditions, people in those facilities, when they want to go and help themselves in the toilet, they pay 10 bob to do that.
It's mind-boggling. And don't ask me, then what have you been doing about it? Because we had a system, devolution was settling down, Governor Ngwai took over, and it has taken us a while to understand exactly how the county government has been functioning. All the financial and administration structures which were set by the County Government Act are all dysfunctional in Kisii, because the purpose of the people handling the money in Kisii, they wanted to steal this money, and this is what they have done. And what we are saying, and we are telling all of you, this is not because we think we are angels. We are saying it's not business as usual. We are asking you to understand that we know what the problem is. And it's about the corruption that is in the health sector, that is in the agricultural sector, that is in the water sector, that is in the transport sector in Kisii. The Boda boys, yes, they are disorganized and everything. Nobody ever took time to organize them. That is what we want to do with Simba Arati. Organize. These are human beings. They will listen to you if you talk to them as human beings. Don't treat them like animals and you expect different results. These are your children. These are your cousins and your uncles. The system has brought them where they are. They must be retrained. They must be brought together to start keeping their money, for them to behave well, and for them to run the industry themselves. And these are the issues. Our show here today may not really solve everything, but you can imagine that these are the issues that are in our minds, that are the dreams we are having, and we are saying unconditionally, join our team. We are not discussing this with you because we want money from you. Money is not the problem in Kisii today. The Kisii County government is handling 17 billion shillings a year. After the elections are over, chances are under BBI, Kisii County will be getting 24 billion shillings a year. Do you know how much money that is?
Wow. I think we dropped you, but the question was quite heavy. Or is it just me? Senator, are you back? If they just have a poor connection, bear with us.
I think they have dropped off, so they'll try and log back in.
Join again.
Are you there now?
Yes. You had a very big question right before you dropped. We thought you got mad and left. But yes, we see you back.
No, the last comment I wanted to make was this. As people, brothers and sisters of the diaspora, you know where you have come from to be where you are. You understand what you want for our community. Please play a role. We know that you've been ignored before, because some people feel challenged because of your success, because of your education, because of your exposure. Our team doesn't look at our life that way. We know and we hope for some value addition from you. I think Governor Simba will handle you directly. He will handle you openly with an open heart, because Kisii is not okay. Our county is not okay. If you look at things, imagine in Kisii, as we speak today, we have people who starve. They don't eat a meal a day. And yet we are always bragging how Kisii, we are hardworking people, we've got everything, we've made our money, we're in Europe, we are having the largest number of remittances coming to Kenya, how all of you are doing a wonderful thing. And yet, look at our community at the grassroots. Governor Simba Arati became popular. Why? Because he saw that our poor people are being reigned in houses. Of course, we are there, and we are all successful. All of us have made things in our own ways. And yet we have really ignored the very destitute by doing very simple things. Provide water. Make sure somebody can have a meal a day. Avail them, facilitate them to have a cow. There's nothing crazy about that. Chicken were being bought by the county government, where men and women shared these chickens out. Simple stuff. Let us make sure that our ECD centers have got teachers who are paid well. How can you pay somebody 9,000 shillings a month to educate your child who is 1 year up to year 4? What is wrong with us? How do you take nurses and fire them and tell them to go home? Some of them had borrowed loans. Some of them had husbands, wives, and children. If you fire these people,
And for 2 years, they're on standby, roaming around Kisii like malingaras. This is the stuff we are talking about. We want a humane government that is firm and strict, that is going to give service to people, so that in the next 10 years, people can say there were some people who came here and they were good. That's really all we are looking at.
Very well, very well. Thank you. Thank you very much. I think we are really running out of time, but in the interest of the questions that have been posed, maybe it's something, and we definitely have to have another session, where we can address some of the remaining questions and issues that haven't been addressed. But I'll read quickly to you, Mheshimiwa, some of the questions. What plans do you have? This is from Lillian. What plans do you have in joining together and working with the opposition for the greater good of the Kisii community after you assume leadership? What machinery will you put in place for children in terms of education, especially those wandering around the county? I think that was kind of addressed earlier. There's a question about the women working in Saudi and Middle East. I think you can address that. The issue of women recruitment process to county jobs. As you can tell, the women are really upset, or they have some concerns about their consideration as had been put by Sister Stella earlier. So the recruitment of women to county positions. What security measures you put in place post elections? I assume this is in reference to clashes. If there's any potential, hopefully there'll be none, and we hope everyone will remain civil. There was a question about online. There was a question about completion of the stadium, promotion of sports and art, and I think you kind of mentioned a little bit of that. So I think there's a lot of questions out there, and we probably will not be able to complete all of these questions today. But perhaps what I can do is allow Your Excellency to sort of respond in a way to those questions, but also give you a parting shot as to what next. Thereafter, I'll give it to one of the team leaders of this convention to also make a small remark, and then we shall proceed to completing today's event. And for those who are listening in and those who are watching, please, this is just the beginning. We shall have many more of these conversations with Governor Arati, like I said before, during and after the inauguration. So it's just we have to respect the time as well, because other people may have other engagements to go to. So I give back to you, Governor Arati.
Thank you, Chairman. I wanted to quickly talk of the stadium which has consumed a lot of money. Till the last month I remember is when the president gave a hand around 200 million Kenya shillings when we were at Mashujaa Day. To date, the field cannot be even used. We don't know where the money disappeared to. Governor Ngwai says that it's under rehabilitation. We could not even hold a rally there the other day, but hopefully that will put it in place. But the sickening part of that stadium, because if we don't say as it is, we'll be lying to ourselves, is that the people who are given the contracts of that stadium, either their relatives, who some of them came from the US, came and pocketed the money. Now they are drunkard. They drink around the bars in town, whereas the stadium even is not working. Therefore, we have not tapped the talents, everything. Two, she asked about the opposition. Of course, even those ones will defeat. We will ask them to come on board if they have the ideas, the knowledge on how to enhance the service delivery to our people in the county. We will do that. Bursaries, I've seen the issues of the bursaries. I know our children, our parents, they've not received the bursaries. Bursaries is like, it was good money meant for the unable children from the poor families to continue their studies. But that money was removed from the bursary, taken to roads which are not there. They even pour Maram on a rocky surface and tell us there is a swamp in a rocky hill place. That's how they were siphoning out the money of the county, which we need to stop, the corruption part of it that we were talking about. Save today, if myself or Governor Ngwai, save that if Governor Ngwai falls sick, he will not have to be taken to level 6. He will be flown to Nairobi. One of the employees of the county, today we are discussing, as he was walking around the streets of Kisii, he fainted, fell down, they are picked, rushed to the hospital, level 6. When he gained conscience, when he got to the hospital, he started screaming, "Where am I? Am I in level 6? No, please take me out of this place." Knowing what they have been playing there. If themselves, they cannot be treated in that hospital. Whose children, whose parents, they want them to be treated there? It's a bad state of things. We will have an interactive website where we can engage continuously. And we also will want even criticism, but positive criticism. Others, NV ones, please stay with them. Anybody who has NV who are not happy in their mom style, keep them. Criticize as possible. We'll be there to answer the questions that you'll raise. And we are ready to be educated. Learning is a continuous process. We could not claim that we have monopoly of ideas. But finally, Chairman, the surprising bit of it, when we were going into the county at the month of either August or October there, what will happen is that we'll have vending pills, which are too huge. Can tell you some people, they have approached me telling me, for sure we have seen you're the governor. Please, if you get to the county, these bills have not been paid since 2014 to date. So far, the people who have brought bills before me, it's over 200 million. People have not been paid. Therefore, these are those ones we know who can access easily. And I'm like, I'm not the governor. The current governor is not. Why can't you guys go and be paid? It's because it's on a platform, international platform. One of the fine days will let you know the worst sides of our people, how they are suffering. You may want to not to listen to anybody who would want to tell you that he has done anything in our county. But we welcome all partners around the world as well. We welcome even those ones who have information from the county for us to heal those hailing sections of the administration of the Kisii County. Welcome. I've seen somebody writing there that he resigned because of what he saw going on. This kind of will give us information which we structure our county to meet the international standards and the requirement of the government and its the constitution. And I thank you so much, my brothers and sisters, for listening to us. We're grateful, my team here, and allow me to ask one person just to give a vote of thanks. And where is Captain? Oh, Cyprian, please. Let Cyprian give vote of thanks from this end. But we're grateful. Thank you so much. Let us engage ourselves and we say our best. We ask for your support morally and spiritually. Thank you.
Thank you very much, moderator and the organizers of this conference. We are very grateful, first of all, for the team in the diaspora for putting together this very important engagement. I want to thank you for the readiness to make this engagement continuous and sustainable. In fact, we need to institutionalize it, as it was suggested by the diaspora when I think a leader. We should do many of these sessions before election day, and even more intensely after election day, so that there's a continuous institutionalized process and mechanism of holding our incoming governor, Honorable Simba Arati, accountable to the promises and to the plans that we have made public. I want to thank the Honorable Senator, or incoming Senator Onyonka, for the very able answers and responses that he has made to this forum. I want to thank the Honorable Dr. Robert Monda for the very able not only responses but the commitment to the campaign that we have seen on the ground. And obviously, and lastly, very honored and very, very thankful and grateful to the Honorable incoming Governor Simba Arati for the open, inclusive, very interactive, and forthright manner in which, we've committed ourselves, and he has committed to lead the incoming government to take over from where the Honorable Ngwaya is going to leave it, but the commitment to make it interactive, open, but people-focused for transformation, not the transactional process that we have seen over the last 9.5 years. So I thank you very much, all of you in the diaspora. May God bless you. Let us do this together. God bless you, Asante San.
Thank you very much, the Nairobi team. We're indeed very grateful for the time you've given us and the very useful engagement. And as you said, and as others have said, this should be an ongoing discussion now before the elections and more importantly, after the elections, so that those ideas and suggestions that have been made here, they can actually be implemented, and our people are able to get the help that they need. So thank you, all of you, very much. At this time, please allow me to welcome, I don't know if our team leader is here, to also give a brief vote of thanks. But more importantly, I do see questions coming around about how do we connect with Mheshimiwa, how do we support the campaign, how do we reach out to him. I think many of you will accept that you know him, at least we've had classmates and teachers that can attest that it's very easy to reach out to him or to his campaign team. Obviously, sometimes because of the pressure of time, he may not be able to reach to each one of you individually, but we shall have these kinds of interactive sessions whereby you're able to engage. In terms of the support, and I think the team lead will also speak about this. I think for those who remember the words of JFK, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. So in this case, we're just going to change from country to county. And there's great enthusiasm by the people who have shown the great interest of what they can do for the county. So in this effort, the campaign now is how do we help the campaign reach to all the corners of the county, to all the villages in the county. As you all know, there is a need for financial resources, mobilization. There's a need to buy water for those young people who have to walk from door to door and sell the gospel of Simba Arati. There are those borders who have to take people to polling stations on the day of the polling. There are those people who have to put banners and posters around the city and around the towns and the villages. So there's a lot of need for financial mobilization as well. And we do have avenues on how you can share that. And they have been shared online if you're able to see on the platform. There is a Cash App, $Arati J. Please make sure it's Arati J. There's someone who had sent something to J Arati, Mwarabu Fulani from somewhere. So therefore it's Arati J. Is a Zelle account, and there's an M-Pesa account for those who want to do it directly to Kenya. It's on there online. The M-Pesa number is 254-722-255-143. And the Zelle number in the US is 715-222-9161. And the Cash App is $Arati J. Now, for those in the diaspora, we know that this is how we have been able to help our campaigns. Many of us have been involved in campaigns all the way to presidential campaigns. And part of that is, of course, resource mobilization. This volunteer team has taken it upon themselves to say that in addition to the prayers, in addition to the moral and spiritual support that we are giving the Arati campaign, that we are taking it upon ourselves to also mobilize ourselves, a little resources, because it does help along the way. So we know this is something that has purely been made as a gesture of the volunteer team here in the diaspora. We hope that the campaign team will accept and welcome that gesture of support from this side. And then, of course, there is the need to popularize our candidate. There's a need to share the good gospel to our fellow family members and village friends and schoolmates and people who come from county, and really anyone who cares to hear about Team Arati campaign. So with that, we'll leave that on there, but please allow me to welcome our team lead, Bwana Charles Mukua, if you can share a closing remark and vote of thanks as we close. Karibu sana, Brother Richard.
Thank you. Thank you, Leban. And asante sana Mheshimiwa for having a very passionate discussion with us. And we are very pleased with your message. And I hope everybody enjoyed this session. I would like to inform them that this is just the beginning. With these sessions, we are going to hold them later in future as time allows. And thank you again very much, the audience that were able to log in into the system so that they can be able to listen to our incoming governor of Kisii and his team.
He's waiting for, what is it called?
To cap on what has been discussed here, issues of corruption were discussed, especially, and again, morals in our society, accountability, and partnership with the diaspora, and then utilization, appropriate utilization of resources to benefit the people in our community in Kisii. We all come from that society, even if we are in the diaspora. Whatever happens at home always impacts us here, and sometimes very strongly because we are very far from our families. That's why we are very passionate about this, and we are very pleased to have you as an incoming governor to lead our community into prosperity. We know you are young and strong, and you have surrounded yourself with strong and able leaders around you. We want to support you from this end. We want to join your leadership as much as possible.
This has nothing to do with the wedding, Julie.
Therefore,
getting ready is that nothing with the wedding.
As you say,
thank you very much.
I will encourage everybody who is interested in interacting with your campaign to log into that website so that they can interact with your campaign, with ideas, and in any way that they can help your campaign to succeed.
Judy, can you stop telling me things I don't want to hear?
So,
who told you that is church?
I can say that my last remark will be for those who listened to your discussion. If you are interested in modernizing our community back home in terms of education, healthcare, increasing business enterprises, and enhancing our diaspora engagement in this in the county government, then this is your opportunity to support and engage with Brother Simba's campaign. This is the time. And this is the time to make the aspirations of our community a reality. And I believe through Simba Arati, these realities will be a possibility. Thank you very much again. I will hand over this opportunity now, the podium to Pastor Ezra Okioma, so that he can close up this session with a prayer. A few remarks and a prayer.
Thank you so much. First to our moderator today. Laban, you have done a great job. Wish you could give a round of applause. So this guy has done a great job. And of course, the organizing team that has done all this to make sure that we are able to connect with our Governor Arati and his team as well. Secondly, I would like to thank the Governor Arati, of course, in the waiting, and the team that is trying to connect with the diaspora. In my opening remarks, I think I was very clear that righteousness exalts a nation. But I want to close also with this remark that comes from the book of Proverbs 11, verse 14, that says, where there are no counsel, or where there is no counsel, people fall. But in a multitude of counselors, there is safety. What that means is that when you listen to people, where you have a lot of counseling that coming from people, you are likely not to make similar or fail in your plans in life. But if you want to wait alone, you may actually end nowhere if you do. And what wisdom I've seen from you guys, I think this is the very first time you're having such a strong interaction with diaspora and the Kisii directly, and your intention, your desire to change lives of people. From the pastoral perspective, we look forward for a leadership of integrity, whereby our people, Kisii people, love God and they're godly people, and they want to do things in a decent way, in a way that honors God and gives glory to God. So, as you do this, remember God takes the first place, and most of you, all of you, are God-fearing men, and the ladies will surround you. And I do believe that God will bless our land in Kisii County and make it better for everyone. As they have all spoken, and there are several questions that were not answered, you'll agree with me that all those questions, probably people are asked, don't get angry that you were not listened to or you did not get attention. I request that you just hold your horse. Time comes, Honorable Arati is pretty open to this. He's overwhelmed, even if he doesn't take your call, not because he doesn't want to talk to you, I believe, just because at this point it's very difficult. But there are other channels through which you can be able to communicate directly and reach out to this. With this team that's organized this, I do believe with the information right on your screen, you can be able to help. And some people are on phone, I think, Laban, you need to get to know. Some people are just on phone, so they cannot see what's on the screen. Someone was saying that, can you repeat the M-Pesa number or something like that, so you can read through again and make sure that they are able to hear the numbers if they are on phone. So let me close with a prayer, with this encouragement that please, supporting, you are here because you are interested in what Arati is doing, and probably you want to hear and compare. You are about to make a decision. I hope out of this, and the more the interactions, you are able to make a decision and choose a leader for Kisii County that will bring a really change. People talk about change all the time. Everybody talks about change, but you have to see from the reality and from the records of some of the leaders who are coming up who can bring about change, and also looking at the end, their limits and what they are able to do. I always say, having worked closely, having been a pastor where Arati in Nairobi Central Church, he used to come, and many other leaders come there. I have seen the way he functions, the way he does things. He hardly misses what he says, and he commits himself the best of the human ability to do what he says. I have confidence. I'm not going to know the hearts of every other person, but if you are to ask me, I will give him a chance to do something in Kisii, and that will bring a change. Others have done, others we have seen what they do. I think let's see if we can give him a chance. Of course, it's a personal choice. I'm not going to push anyone, but it's a personal choice you make. But it's my prayer that from all this counseling that he has had, he can really take it up seriously. And if you don't do what diaspora people ask, it's very easy to lose them, and that is it. They will be now going their own direction. And it's good to work that they're serious people. They commit themselves because that's the culture in the ends of the diaspora, where we take things seriously and we handle them as we are told to do. And please take seriously what these people are saying. And if you do this, they will give 100% support, and you will see another state of United States, just to say, in Kisii. That's what we want to see, because Kisii has a lot of people in diaspora who can change and make another Europe in Kisii. And that's what we look forward to do if you give people a chance and you listen to their counsel. I'm sorry I've spoken much. Let me pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you because of the opportunity and the chance to be together with our brothers and sisters across the diaspora area and those in Kenya, and more specifically in Kisii. And having met this aspiring leadership led by Brother and Honorable Arati, we pray for him, and we pray that you may guide his steps, and Lord, he may give out a sense of decency and integrity in his leadership, that this may bring about change and reformation and transformation in our land. I know by so doing, people will have an opportunity to have a good and an environment we can worship you, God, and give thanks and glory to you. And we pray for all the diaspora people who are working hard, who are sacrificing, who are giving in their best in support of wanting to see change. They are not in Kisii, they are outside Kisii, but they want to see a transformation to make the lives of our people better. So we pray, Father, that with your working and your leading, this may come to fruition. But we know that, God, what man sees is not what you see. And therefore, with our limitations, we'll pray that let your will be done. For we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Very well. Thank you very much, Pastor, for the benediction. I just want to respond quickly to the information that was solicited. The Cash App is $Arati J, $Arati J. Zelle number is 715-222-9161. And then the M-Pesa number is 254-722-255-143. So those are the avenues that you can give financial help. Obviously, you can always reach out to any one of the team members here. I'm not sure who is here, but there's a whole slew of team members in the diaspora led by Brother Richard. There is Dr. Charles Choti. There is Dr. Nyabuti. There is Mr. Ogato, Mr. Onsongo. Pastor Ezra is there to pray for us every time. So there's a team of volunteers who, and we're reaching out to also others who want to join this team. You can always reach out to us and incorporate us in your wishes. Then lastly, please also allow me to thank the media houses. We have the KDR TV, Brother Kebuato, KDSO TV, that's Brother Teacher George, and Ababsi Global Radio, my very good longtime friend. And he also says he went to the same school. So we are confirming this school issue, that he went to school, Brother Ontiri, from Dallas. They have been conveying this conversation online through their media channels, and so we are also grateful to them. And so thank you, all of you, for your time. We certainly wish you all at home in Kenya a good night, some rest as you begin the week. And for those on this other continent, we wish you a wonderful Sunday afternoon with your families. And then until we meet again, may God be with you. Thank you, and thank you very much. Asante.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was good.
Well done. Well done.
blessing.
All right. Looks like people don't want to leave. And I don't know whether you, James, you have the, yeah, so that's fine.
Yeah, I guess they're still hanging on.
Yeah, I guess whoever who has the, James, I think you're the one who can finish for all. I don't know how that plays on